What is going on, guys? I've been waiting for this episode for an entire week. It did not disappoint. I am in love with this show. I am so in love with this anime. I love the mystery aspect and how much it's making me think rather than just watching something. It's actually getting me into it, pulling me into this world, and that's what I really like in anime. So, without a doubt, this is my favorite anime of this season so far, and one of my favorite new anime to come out in a while. But I'm going to share something with you guys, and I thought you guys would think I'm crazy, but the ending of this episode kind of made me think, like, maybe it's justifiable that I'm thinking this way. During the opening song, there are a lot of cryptic messages, no doubt, that we don't get yet, unless you read the manga, of course. But there's a scene where there are a few male characters with their eyes blacked out. Like there's a black line going through their eyes. So I'm thinking that each character with those black line over their eyes is a suspect in the murder, kidnapping, or whatever. And as the episodes go on, when those characters are proven innocent, maybe the black lines will be removed from their eyes. I don't know. But right now, I'm going to say every single person with a black line is a suspect. Like, go back and watch that opening. It's very interesting. And I thought to myself, why the fuck does Kenya, Sotaru's friend, have a black line through his eyes? Currently, like, not currently, but you know what I mean, in the timeline before he became a kid again, he was like 29 or something like that. So that means Kenya would have been around the same age. And the person that stabbed his mother looks around his age. So I am going to go ahead and say that I truly believe Kenya is involved in this. I thought I was going to sound stupid and dumb. Like, how would a kid be involved in another kid's disappearance? But just how Kenya came to the teacher at the end, how they both look like they're up to something. Like, I think it's obvious that the teacher knows something or knows more than what we've been shown so far. But for Kenya to come to him at the end of the episode, nothing being said, it just be completely silent, Kenya's face covered and kind of dark, I think Kenya and this teacher have something going on, or at least Kenya, maybe his dad, hell, maybe the teacher is his dad. I don't think it's a coincidence that every single male character in the opening has a black line through their eyes, including Yuki, which kind of made me think of the suspect thing in the first place. But the only other person that's not an adult is Kenya. Like, he's the only kid with a black line through their eyes. I believe. I may have to go back and watch it. But the fact that he's there, and we know how smart he is, we know how different Kenya is. He stands out a lot more than the other children. It just makes me think that he does have something to do with it, or at the very least, he's the one that stabbed Sotaru's mother. So tell me what you guys think about this crazy theory down below. But this episode was great. I really enjoyed the ending when Kaio smiled. Like, I didn't think we were going to get like a legit big, like, teeth, mouth open smile from her in a while, like maybe towards the end. But Sotaru is awesome. I really enjoyed seeing those red foxes and the Christmas tree thing at the end. It was very kawaii. You could tell that if he does live out his life, like throughout these 18 years, they're going to end up together. But if he solves the murder and they jump to the future, I don't know what's going to become of them. But if he grows up with her, like throughout these 18 years, he's going to get some of that Kaio. And Kaio's mother is an asshole. I don't know if she's the one doing the abusing or if it's her boyfriend or husband, whoever that is, that we saw in that scene where she was just shoving her face in the fucking ice water. How heartless can you be? Although you can tell that she is kind of rough with her because she just like yanked her up and threw Sotaru out the way. It's kind of hard to say who's actually abusing her. But although we did see her practically drowning her, I do think she was just trying to heal the marks. And I don't think she's the killer. I don't think she's the reason why Kaio disappeared and was found dead. I don't think that's the case. So maybe that's what Sotaru is thinking, and we're going to get a twist that it was someone else. I think she is just a victim of a lot of bullshit. Like, she has an abusive mother and or father or mother's boyfriend, whatever the fuck the situation is at home. And then there is a killer. I think that they're two different things and they're not actually related. So there's a killer and then there's an abusive household. And that legit made me angry because in real life there are things that go on like this. Like, people live with parents that do this to them, and I think that's why I like more realistic anime like this. I mean, although it's not really realistic that you go back in time and fix your problems, but you know what I mean. It seems like more realistic than, say, a One Punch Man or a Naruto with like Biju bombs and chakra and all that shit. It's like humans, and it's more relatable in my opinion, and I love anime like this. And the teacher's presence seemed kind of dark and ominous and fake. Like when he was smiling, like every time he smiled, it seemed fake to me. And just how he saw Sotaru trying to open up and find out Kaio's birthday, which is kind of cool that their birthdays the same day. Like when he put his hand on it, how he looked at him for a few seconds, and how after when Sotaru left, he was just like looking like after him. It just seems like this teacher has something going on. And Yuki, I don't think he actually has anything to do with it. I think that he's just there to kind of confuse us and make us wonder even more. Although it is kind of questionable why a grown-ass man would go talk to kids, and, you know, I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe he had a troubled childhood, so I can understand why some people would think that he was the murderer, especially in the current timeline, why he's on death row or whatever. But I want to say Yuki's innocent because he doesn't seem like the type of guy. It really seems like the teacher and Kenya are the real masterminds behind it. I don't know what Kenya's involvement is, but he seems a little bit too clever and a little bit too different. There was some awesome scenes in this episode. Like, I love how Sotaru made the same mistake that he did back in the day 18 years ago, and he didn't even notice it until it was too late. Like, the guy was pissed off at him for letting him win. I think the guy could tell that he let him win, and that was probably the case back in the day, and Sotaru was doing it just trying to be a nice guy. And I like how Kaio caught that and said, "You asshole, I thought you would never lie to me." So this anime is going to get really, really deep. I wonder if there's a bigger reason why that kid got mad other than he realized Sotaru let him win. Maybe his parents are like, you know, pushing him to the limit, want him to be great, be this great athlete and stuff, so he takes his shit very, very seriously. I don't know. So what do you guys think about my Kenya theory? And I think it's kind of obvious the teacher knows something or is involved in some way, because he's an adult now, and I believe Sotaru said something about him being the same age that Sotaru actually is. So 18 years from now, I think the teacher would have some gray hairs or something like that, or look a little bit older. But the guy that stabbed Sotaru's mother looked younger, or at least around Sotaru's age. So I'm thinking Kenya. And another question is, what is the motive? Why are these kids being kidnapped? Why Kaio? Why the other 3 or 4 kids? Because I remember in the first episode it said there were 4 or 5 children in total that went missing. So I think once we expand upon like the other children's past, if we do, that'll kind of give us a similarity. Like maybe all of the kids are being abused. Maybe all of the kids are, I don't know. I think there's something in common with all of the kids. I don't think it's just like a random abduction, because Kenya and the teacher, they seem too smart for that, to just want to kidnap random kids. So I hope we do expand upon the other kids, but right now, Kaio is obviously Sotaru's main focus. Anyway, tell me what you guys thought about this episode. I have such high hopes for this anime and the finale whenever we do get it. Like, I really hope it wraps it up in such a clever way, at least as clever as the source material is being introduced to us right now. Because right now, I'm thinking like so many people can be involved. I'm not sure about Yuki, but then again, it could be him. He could have some involvement in it. I don't think the mother or the mother's boyfriend is responsible for the death or actual disappearance. But then again, I mean, you never know. She is basically drowning this girl to, you know, heal her wounds. What if she took in too much water right then? So, I mean, there's so many elements. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen, man, and I love it. But tell me what you guys think is going to happen next. Who do you think the killer is? This has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.